Project 13. In this video, I want to talk about 5 pros and cons. I'm going to try to get to this video as quickly as possible. It can be long, so you can skip through it if you want. What I'm going to do is mention the 5 pros and then kind of add a little bit of what I'm going to call soft cons, because the word cons just sounds heavy. And then you can decide from there. A lot of this is preference, man. It's what you like, what you don't like, what you love, what you hate. Not really wrong or right. It's what you want, whether you're a guy or a gal. Okay. At the end of the day, when you spend your money, what you bring in, it's because of how you use your device and what you want out of it. And sometimes you get something in hand and it's not what you wanted, you return it and you get something else, right? That's the way it goes. So, the Echo La Pro 3. So let's start out with the all-metal device. It's all metal, unibody, very sexy, and it is 5.5 inch IPS LCD display. So there are some folks that don't like a device that is this big, and I hate saying that because to me it's not that big. This is sort of a sweet spot. I'd rather have a 5.7 or a 6-inch device, but this is my sweet spot. But a lot of you out there like a 5-inch device, a 5.2-inch device, and even below a 5-inch device. So to me, this is a pro, but to some of you, it may be a con. You may not want a device that you see big. Okay, I see sweet spot. Okay, so that's the pro and sort of the soft con. No deal breaker there whatsoever, just preference. Fingerprint reader on the back. Very sexy fingerprint. Look at that. It's like a little mirror. And it's almost really flush with the device, the metal back part of the area of the device. It's almost flush. So it's you have to get used to it a little bit to put your finger in there and touch it. There's not a lot of depth in there, but I'll tell you, it's fast. Now, what can be that con for some? Well, some of you want that on the front, not on the back. I don't mind it being on the front. My Moto Z Play is on the front, and I'm used to it now, and it works very well, so it's not a deal breaker whatsoever. That device is an amazing device, but I prefer it on the back. When I do drive, it's easier to take my thumb and hit the front, but I don't mind dipping around and touching the fingerprint reader on the back at all. Like I said, this device works really fast when it comes to this area, which is very practical to have it on a device. This is where I prefer it. Some of you prefer on the front. So you can see the pro and maybe that con. Okay, so the next thing we want to talk about is dual speakers. Now, this does have a speaker up top, but it doubles as an earpiece as well, or vice versa. The other speaker is right there. Okay, when you're talking on a phone call, that's where that goes, your voice. So this is a speaker, and in the middle you have your USB Type-C charging port area. So here and there, when you're listening to music, videos, movies, or when you're on a phone call, it becomes an earpiece up there. So a lot of devices with dual speakers have it right on the front, the bottom of the chin of the device, and the top of the device. This one, more like the HTC 10. Is that a deal breaker? Is that a pro? Is that a con? Well, it depends. I'll tell you, the sound that comes out of this device is not super loud, but it's loud enough, and it's got full surround Dolby sound, so it sounds the quality of sound and what you're getting out of this device is just gorgeous. It's just beautiful to listen to when you're listening to music and watching movies. So it sounds really good. I play a little bit of music in a different video with this device, so you can check that out as well too. So again, is that a pro? Is that a con? It's preference. Okay, so it's all about choice, not wrong or right. Okay, fast charge 3.0 USB Type-C. I don't think there's really a con there, is there? That's a good thing. If you think that's a con, then you can leave something down below and let me know. But I don't really have anything to combat that area as far as any soft cons or negativities. Fast Charge 3.0, USB Type-C. No, we're just going to leave that one alone, man. That's a positive. That's a thumbs up. That's an A. Yeah, I'm not going to complain about that. Let's see. There is a negative that I want to talk about as far as the headphone jack. There is no headphone jack on this. I don't use headphones a lot, but for some of you that's important. It does come with an adapter that goes into this area. Okay, then you can adapt your headphones and listen to your music. And I'm going to be testing the quality of that, but a lot of you don't want to have that. You want to have that headphone jack, which we see slowly disappearing on a lot of devices. Well, this is one where it's not there. Okay, so again, I'll be testing that area, but right off the bat, that can be a huge negative to a lot of you. And I know right now you're listening to me talking about it, and you've already heard and seen this out there in the smartphone world, and a lot of you are like, oh, yeah, man. Okay, that's why I don't want that device, because it doesn't have a headphone jack. Remember the price point. It does have an adapter. I will test it. And if some of you have already tested that out and you like it or you don't like it, leave that information down below for all of us to read. Okay, but again, that's for me. I still like, even though I don't listen to a lot of my music or movies with headphones, I still like having the option of having it on my device. I prefer that. Okay. The other thing is the software, the EUI, the ecosystem that's on here from LaEcho, running over the top of Android Marshmallow. It doesn't have Nougat yet, but in performance, there's nothing going on there whatsoever. This device is just feathery smooth. It's just fast. The engine underneath this hood is just amazingly, it's just a powerhouse. It really, really is. It just kicks some butt. Not having any issues there at all. But it gets some getting used to, because, well, it's Blue devices, there is some Blue devices that come out stock, but most Blue devices have this software, their user interface, where you swipe up from the bottom and you pull up the toggle area in your settings. Well, here you hit the recent application key and it takes you into that area like that. So let me go home. So hit the recent application, which lights up. I do like that. So there you go. And there's your recent pages, your recent apps, and then you got your toggle area. So it gets some getting used to, because if you pull down from the top, you get your notifications, but you don't get any toggles or settings or anything like that. Fast quick toggles, or it just sort of works the opposite. So it takes some getting used to that. That could be a pro if you're into new areas like that on devices. You're into digging other types of softwares outside of what we typically see on Android. But if you don't, then that could be a huge negative. It all depends on what your preference is. I prefer stock Android devices, but this is unique. It's different. UI is working for me as a user, because I don't mind learning new areas, when it comes to devices. Yeah, I mean, if it gets really difficult, it becomes annoying, then you know what? I'm not going to be able to work with it. I'm most likely going to send it back. But to me, it's interesting. It's a different layout. And yeah, I think it allows my mind to work and think as I learn to play with the skin that's on this device. But some of you don't want that. Some of you don't want to deal with that. So that could be a huge deal breaker. Now, I will tell you this. You have the freedom to download off the Play Store, Nova Launcher, Google Launcher. And once you do that, you now have an app drawer, because this doesn't have an app drawer. This skin doesn't. But if you download the Google Launcher, Nova Launcher, you can get an app drawer, and you can get it all set up the way you typically would have it on a regular Android device. But you're still going to have to hit the application key, the recent application key, to go into the toggle area and your settings area and so forth. So again, there's some things you can change, but some things that you can't. Negatives, positives, pros, cons. It's all how you see it. It's all preference. Make sense? To me, it's an interesting device. It's a phenomenal device. Sounds like a final review, but it's not, because I just uploaded a video talking about 5 reasons on why you should buy it. And it was more on the logical reasons, areas that you really need to think about when picking up this device or any device. These are more getting into the other areas and features. And in my final review, I'm going to go over all of these again, probably in a week or two, I don't know, maybe longer, depends on when I can get to it, but I'm still testing this device out. against my other devices, and I'm still getting feedback from what you want me to do with this device. So the final review may be short and sweet, to the point, or it may be a very long one. I don't know. But I kind of wanted to throw out this pros and cons, just so you can take in the information along with all the other homework you're doing, and really ask yourself, do I want those certain areas on my device, or do I not? Another thing you have to consider is software updates. Is Echo going to be dominant in that area, or are they going to be lazy in that area and take forever to get those software updates, or will they not even give us any software updates? You look at a company like Blue that could really be something out there, and when it comes to customer service and software updates, yeah, it's a huge negative. It's a huge disappointment to the consumer when you can get great devices at great price points, but you got lousy customer service, lousy, software support. You just don't. So I'm hoping that this company, especially since they really want to make themselves big here in the U.S., they want to put their stamp here in the U.S. How you're going to do that is to continue doing these flash sales on something that we're not used to seeing, especially at the price point of this specific device, with the specs that it has. Continue to do your flash sales and be as quick as possible on software support, and if there's issues, with customer support. That's how, we are looking for that here from companies coming in from abroad. Okay, you want to make your stamp, you want to tattoo your name in our minds, well, do what you need to do in a timely fashion to get the consumer to say, I'm spending my money there. That's the way I look at it. The Echo Pro 3. Anything else you want to add to this video, leave it down below. I would appreciate it. Love the feedback. And as always, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe. If it's your first time coming on through. Check out the channel. Become a part of the team. Share, donate, and leave a huge, huge thumbs up if you like this video. Peace. Till my next one. God bless. Have a great day. I'm out.